more fun, man. Yeah. It's like it all.
Just sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, now our streams are just, I don't know, I'll think about what I want to play the day before or 20 minutes before I go live, and we just say, fuck it, we ball, right? And it's so much healthier for me.
I think I
So
had
much
that phase of
healthier.
Planet Side.
Yeah.
I think when Planet Side 2 was coming out, I had no money. Family didn't have any money, and I was like, I gotta make some money on the internet, or else we can't eat. And so I would get hyper competitive and try to be as good as I can. I'm not the best at FPS games. I can hold my own, but I'm just like, like I can
Yeah.
notice where I just fail. My brain is tracking, but my hand won't move. I'm like, eh. And I would get so stressed and so angry that if I didn't get a good round of clips for the YouTube video of me like doing really well, because that's usually what people look for, is like, oh, this is a really good player.
Right.
I would lose my ever loving mind. It was so unhealthy.
Yeah.
And when I stopped, I was like, oh, I don't have to give a fuck anymore.
I could just enjoy living.
Games.
I could just make content for fun or out of like a place of fun and genuine enjoyment instead of just suffering, dude. What? It's crazy.
Uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Kinda. Here's a bunch of sponsors.
Yeah. I think that's the magic of Titanfall too. My team could be losing even hard and I'm still having fun. Yeah, 100%. There's definitely PvP games that are way more enjoyable. And to be fair, I still enjoy PvP games. I'm just washed up, right? Like I'm not what I used to be. My reaction time just isn't there. I can get like in a really cracked headspace occasionally, but it's just not there anymore, man. You're a Dark Souls player. See, I love Dark Souls. I love Souls-like games. That's a different kind of hard, though, right?
And
That's
see,
hard against AI, not hard against PvP.
And here's my theory too, right? You are good at those games still. You still blow it out in name labs, right? I think one, you actually got really good at aim labs, right?
Yeah.
And two, with Rust, your 4,000 hours that you always brag about, I think you know how like the Tekken fighter gets really good with King and he blows out tournaments, but then he tries any other fighting game or even any other character and he just can't.
Yeah, if you put me back in Rust, bro, you give me an AK with the old spray, or you give me a fucking L9, or you give me like any fucking bolty type shit, I'm good, bro. I'm server wiping. But Rust has changed even so much. It's like I can't even like enjoy the one PvP game I'm good at. They changed the spray patterns. They changed everything, man. And League has changed so much since I was good at League. It's not even funny. None of the items are the same. None of the characters I play are meta. Nothing, right? So it's just one of those like, I don't know.
And Tarkov was just like really fun hide and seek.
Yeah, it was really fun hide and seek. Yeah. But also it was way more fun to play with friends. And playing Tarkov solo, all of those days that I played Tarkov solo, made me want to rope.
Yeah.
They're gonna change the items again soon too. No!
I hope they make Ravenous Hydra meta again.
I think Ravenous Hydra is still meta.
Nah, you always talk shit because you said the other one, the Titan or whatever.
Yeah, for the specific character you were playing at the time, it was a more meta build to go with the Titan over Hydra. But that was also because I was super meta pilled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hydra is a stacking item again. That is true, yeah. These items really suck. They do. League items currently suck ass, bro. But yeah, I don't know. Diversifying content creation is so important for longevity in this space, right? And you see it a lot with like old school YouTube content creators. they're still, well, the ones that didn't get canceled, they're still rocking it to some extent, right? And that's because it's a way more stable platform for consistent content creation. And even then, a lot of them have like transitioned over to doing like podcasting and stuff for, again, that additional like variety of revenue and whatnot. I don't know. Content creation is a weird space to try and like tiptoe around for consistency. Good night, Jay. Sleep well, sleep well.
Well, it's also, one second. It's also questionable how much consistency that actually lends that's healthy to maintain, right?
For sure.
Like a good example staying away from internet content creators as a whole is Gordon Ramsay. Dude was at the most, I think he was filming like 10 shows simultaneously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how a lot of internet content creators try to run it too. And it's so easy to burn out and hurt yourself doing that.
Yeah. That's definitely true too. There's a point to like, I think Zorn is a wonderful example of diversified content creation and revenue. I think you've done very well for yourself in that regard, Zorn.
I'm dying.
I know you are.
It is a constant conversation.
Yeah.
I've had so many talks and meetings with people going, I want to die. How does we fix this? Because it's my thought process is that just like when you go with any sort of business or so, try to become the expert of your business. And because if anybody wants to hire anybody, they're going to want to get the expert of that business. And so for me, it's turned into the tabletop stuff to where as far as I'm aware, people who go, I want to play Pathfinder 2nd edition, normally they're just like, well, Zoran knows. And he runs Focus or so. And so
I mean, that's
like,
what
okay,
I did. That's why I ran to you, right? Unfortunately, we were not able to get a group consistent schedule.
Strangles you fuckers.
It's not even me, man. I was ready for whatever day, whatever time. I was like, I'm there, bro.
I'll sometimes sit there. I'll get my Google Calendar out and I get everything all organized. Like, I need this much time to do this. It's going to cost me this much here, so I'll put that in my budget. And I try to be very organized. And then someone comes over, going like, "Oh, sorry, I farted the wrong way. Can we cancel today?" And I'm like, "I will just fucking end you, man." Like,
see, what you need to do is you need to implement like an old school cabbie system, right? You need to have DMs on call to be rented by the
hour.
Zoran Dungeon Enterprises.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was Seth who's like, we just should get people the game master for you. And I'm like, but that misses the point. That's my brand.
You're the game master, bro.
If I'm not there, then I don't matter.
No, it's a mall Santa gig, right?
Just find somebody that sounds exactly like you and acts exactly like you and just body double that shit.
Yeah. I'll just everyone like wear this beard and act like you know what you're doing, but you're scared inside. Like just talk like that and you're good.
Yeah. Cancellation fees, actually. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I bet everybody would have gotten their schedules right if they had to pay money. If they didn't.
Yeah, I should start charging. To be honest with you.
I fucking ironically, that was my thought the entire time too. I was like, I felt so bad because I was like, I feel we're costing him money. We're costing him money.
Not to create like a new tipping stigma, but like, if you're not at least bringing your DM snacks and food to get through the week, or like straight up a $40 tip.
Tip your DMs, pals.
The arrangement for a lot of those tabletop streams and I remember kind of like every so often I'll get them organized and I'll rant to some friends or so going like, I feel like a piece of shit every time because there's a lot of people who want to come play the games and stuff, but the arrangement that it's a social arrangement, but it's sort of an understanding of what we all stream, we all do this stuff, is that I will do my very best to create a professional game master experience for everyone. Your payment is to drive people to what I do, because running tabletop RPG shows is really fucking hard.
It's also
And
expensive. Like,
very
so
expensive.
much money is sunk into a campaign that's professionally
I
produced.
I think my labor cost in total of running all of Narrative Declaration every month is about $6,000 a month.
Yeah,
Just
that
to
doesn't even
pay
shock
artists and people and all this other stuff. And I can't get people 100% full time. I just have them like kind of like just do what you can within this amount, don't go over or so. And I have to bust my ass off every day to keep that going. And whenever I set up streams and stuff, or set up like, hey, you guys want to come over, my hope is that, hey, I very much enjoy playing the games with the people because I love meeting new people and making new friends and stuff. But I have to be selective with it, because if they can't bring people over to what I'm seeing and it cannot generate enough revenue, then I am losing so much money that it's not sustainable. And so I feel like shit every single time.
Which is why, for the record, chat, when I was pushing you guys over to Zorn's, even for the test streams, it was like Zorn is putting money and time into this, right? He needs the money and time investment back, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason for it, right?
And it's also for the people there. Like, I think I might need to start making. I have like a player's guide Google sheet. I don't think, or Google document. I don't think anybody ever reads. And I think just at the, I need to redo it or update it. But I need to put in like big bold, like, just like, if you're gonna do this, this is what I ask you. Respect my time, and I'll respect your time.
100%.
This costs me lots of cash. Understand that.
Yeah.
If real life shit comes up, that is more important. That's understandable. And just do your very best for payment of me doing all this work, to where only thing you have to do is mostly just show up and just answer a few questions, and I'll teach you everything, and it's up to you to learn. Just drive people over to my stuff so I can afford to eat.
Yeah.
You know, because I do it all full time and I need that help.
Yeah.
So
it's not a hobby, right? It's a job.
Yeah, it is. It is my profession, and I like to think I'm good at it, but it's like,
I think you're fantastic at it.
I know, I appreciate it. That's all I ask. And Jesus Christ, motherfuckers can't use a Google sheet or Google Calendar. Just look at the calendar. I want to grab people by the neck sometimes. Just fucking
look at the fucking dates. Look at the dates.
Sorry, I don't mean to turn your stream into a rant box. My bad.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna add on to your rant box. Guys, go over to Zorm's channel and give him bits, give him sub.
Don't look at it. I'm a bad content creator.
Follow him. Be in every one of his streams like you do here.
All I do is millennial, bitch.
No, like, for real though, and it's one of the like, I don't know. I felt bad because I came to you with the group and everything, and I felt bad that it like fell through on it. Right, sucks.
Yeah, well, we got you scheduled in December.
Fingers crossed. Thing. I swear to God, I'm gonna shake everybody if they don't show up. I'll do it for you. I'll be the muscle. I'll beat their asses.
It'll definitely be a thing of, once I set down the schedule and then a bunch of people give me different dates again that don't align, I'll just go, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's completely fair. That's completely fair.
I can't do this, fellas.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand that. For sure. It's one of those things where, like you said, because so much time and money is invested into things, if people aren't able to get their shit together, right, it's a privilege to be able to be a part of, to an extent, right? Definitely should be respected, if nothing else. Hang on, y'all talk. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
All right, don't drown.
Okay.
I don't know what to talk about. Chat, what are y'all up to?
Did you have any highlights this week? Any highlights at all? You get a new puppy? You know, did you get a raise? Which also included a puppy?
Yeah. Or anything y'all even want to, like, add to the discussion? Okay. Any hot takes? Any cold takes? Any normal takes? You got
what do
two
I think
interviews.
About cowboy things?
Yeah. The only thing I can add on besides my rants is the at least diversifying content. I think the point I was to finishing up on is like still be an expert in something and concentrate on it and get real good at it and presentable with it, so that it can grow up enough to where you can then diversify and take that leap instead of just like I'm gonna be everything. Like I always ask myself the question and ask people to ask themselves the questions like, okay, cool. If you're gonna be a VTuber playing video games, what are you doing besides what everyone else is currently doing? Because if I want to watch a VTuber playing video games, I'll just go watch another VTuber playing video games.
Yeah.
You know, like what diversifies you more than them? Because a lot of people want to get into this like, oh, I can just play video games for a living. Although the streams is the easiest part of the job, at least in my opinion. Setting all the shit up, you know, and all the other stuff in the background.
Bringing your own to it is very important, right?
Yeah.
Differentiating yourself from every other content creator in your own genre even is crucial. It's crucial. And good night, Bacardi. I have a request. Can we get Shark in on this next campaign? Whoever ghosts, I vote Shark just replaces them. It just takes their fucking role, you know?
Or to be fleshy and then just all of a sudden just cute little rat folk and then all of a sudden it's Shark.
They just replace. Easy peasy. Just fill in.
What if I get haters for it? Like that time Dan ate, oh, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. My YouTube lore is failing me.
Kill the haters.
JonTron. Dan ate JonTron's Cheez-Its, right?
Uh-huh.
What if it's taken like that and I get all the Fleshy's fans being my haters?
I think you're fine. I think you're fine. You have haters now. Who?
I do have haters now. That's me. I'm haters.
Oh, shit. Eat the haters. There's no evidence. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy, Will. Fleshy is flavored like Cheez-Its. I bet, actually. Dan is more entertaining anyways. All of the people in Game Grumps are bad people, so,
Questionable, at least.
yeah. Oh, no, not really questionable. JonTron's not a stellar individual. Didn't Dan,
I was trying to say we're not incriminating because we don't want to get hit for libel or whatever.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything on Twitch.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
What I do is say I have opinions.
Video,
I have opinions of individuals, but I don't have enough facts to back them up.
Yeah, I've got very strong opinions about Game Grumps as a whole. All three of them, all four of them actually. Just game theories, though. I ran a campaign and somebody would always no-show, so we had a character with multiple personality disorder played by a new person every week. That's fucking hilarious. Thanks, Dark. That's fucking hilarious. See, that's why I picked the Dark Whispers background or whatever, in case I was dead one week. My plan was to make Shark play as me. Cause he'd be fine with that, right? What if I caught COVID and I couldn't be a part of the stream, right? The Dark Whispers just took over.
I've been trying to find a way to emulate. There's a game called Dragon's Dogma, where they have a pawn system, and a thing I've been trying to figure out is like you can always do a lore reason. Usually, I just bullshit and go like, oh no, warp, and there's a new person here. And you're like, hey Bob, and they're like, hey Bob. He's like, hi, I'm the barbarian. It's like, neat, and then you move on. I was trying to like emulate something for that for all the shows that we do, because sometimes we might have one person missing, and I prefer to have everyone together, because with one person missing for a show, it just like fucks up the dynamic a good bit.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, well, maybe I can bring in guests, or so every so often, and like whenever we have an episode, like say for example, like we do one like with Froggy and Cab and all of them, and I was like, okay, Cab can't make it for some reason. He
I'll
got
be
too
Cab,
old or
don't
something.
worry.
Yeah, and then I would just bring someone in and be all like, here's a character that they kind of need for this situation. Have fun or so, and I'll just try to lead you for what you can do for your character, because trying to teach someone how to play from like the get-go is super hard when they're like a certain high level.
Yeah.
So, and I know no one will ever do their work to figure out how that character plays, so I have to play their character for them most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's trying to find a way to make that easier and to basically come in and get all the art ordered and everything else.
I guess to that extent, maybe just having like a list of people who are very knowledgeable about Pathfinder 2nd Edition in particular on hand would probably be the best bet, but that's a hard list to make, right?
Yeah, it's a hard list, and it goes back to the, if you bring someone on where it is it advantageous enough sort of thing. Once more, I feel like a piece of shit every time. But it's like,
yeah,
I can definitely find people who know Pathfinder 2nd Edition, but will they like be an addition to the show or detriment?
Yeah, 100%. No, I definitely feel that. Definitely fucking feel that. Because it's hard when producing a show, because the people that you bring in have to be entertaining to the show, right?
Yeah.
They have to bring value of some regard to like either whatever it might be when it comes to like role playing in tabletop situations, right?
It's also those awfully awkward decisions you have to make, because there'll be times where it's like, I really like this person as a friend and I think they would do okay in this role, but then I have an opportunity to bring someone who can bring in a whole bunch more like audience members if they took the role instead, and they would also do equally as well. And then you have to play that game of just like, you have bigger number, here you go, and then I feel like just the awfulest person every time.
I definitely understand why you would feel awful, but I feel like that's easier said than feeling, but no, that makes perfect sense, though, right? To pick, it's something I say all the time when people come. Well, I don't say it like I don't fight with people on Twitter, but I've talked about it on stream sometimes when people will complain about exclusivity of some like VTuber model makers only selecting people with higher audiences or whatever. I get it, bro. First off, if you want to select somebody even for like a slot like that. Finding more dependable people for like a VTuber model in particular, I feel like it's gotta suck for an artist to put months of work in only for somebody to not use the model, or maybe they retire, or streaming's not for them, or maybe they're problematic, or whatever the case may be. So some people being more exclusive towards specifically established streamers or higher viewer streamers makes sense, because it's dependability, right? You know what the content is. You know that they're going to be around. You know that they're going to bring like value forward onto it from a business side.
It's the same as any like success structure as a whole. If you make it into the MLB, you're not going to be playing at the local softball club anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you might for like a charity thing, or because like your homies are there still, but like, it's not going to be your preferred. That's not the contract you're taking.
And I think it does matter, Eternal, in the sense that like, say somebody who's never streamed before wants to commission a very large like VTuber artist, right? They take the time to go through and do it, and then they never use the model. They got paid still, but a lot of exposure comes from people actually using the models. Or again, if somebody's incredibly problematic, getting paid and still having your name and your like hard work attached to that individual, it's a little rough, right? Like, I don't know. It's about more than just money at a certain point. It's about like
It's taking business deals in hopes to also advance your brand in some way.
Yeah.
And because that helps you get more customers and helps allow you then adjust your prices even more and do a bunch of other stuff. Like as much as I feel like a piece of shit and everything else, I always have to tell myself it's a business decision. I don't look at the people or so and like my friends.
It's not a
like,
personal decision, right?
Yeah, it's not me going up to people going like, it's not that I don't like you. I have to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I can't like things as much if I'm homeless. So I have to do this type of stuff. I think I had to make that type of decision when I was running like some good friends of mine through the Abomination Vaults, and I had to sit down with them and be like, hey fellas, the viewership for this is way too low because they have no presence or so, but I just enjoyed playing with them. But then I told them it's just taking way too much of my time and money, and for the amount of money that goes in for each episode, I'm going negative every time we stream.
And that's really hard to work with, right?
Yeah, and I had to cancel it because I can't keep going.
Yeah, like passion projects and whatnot are one thing, but consistency and like furthering like whatever you are doing is a little, I don't want to say more important, but when things are kind of touch and go financially or whatever it might be, making the more sound decisions is infinitely more important.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, what Zero said, if again in the model making department, if you're commissioned by like an established VTuber, not only do you just have that like model commission, but there's like outfits that can be made. There's reoccurring things that can be done. You now have like a customer that you can work with on a more personal level because they'll be around for a long time, right? I don't know. Not and obviously two different topics entirely when it comes to the tabletop stuff and the model making stuff, but just
it's
the same underlying
stuff.
Thing, right? Yeah,
it's. I feel like it could be the same thing. Because, say for example, the two parallels that'll happen, because if you're a VTuber and you go get a model from somebody, you will need that artist to support you over time.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Say for example, if you want like an accessory or a different outfit or a different model or something like that, and you would prefer to work with someone you have a good working relationship with. For the tabletop stuff, like I've recently brought Salty on to pay Salty a monthly thing. I also have another artist who's been with me for several years now, who I pay a monthly thing, and I have like a video editor, all this other stuff. I would prefer to work with them because I have a good working relationship with them.
And they also have like more time set aside for you, right? In particular.
Yeah. And they give a damn about what we're doing here. So
they're invested in their own regard, right?
Yeah, and for both sides, at least for the VTubing side and stuff like that, my motivation is always is to always try to help them in a way, because later in life, eventually you can't do stuff like just little things of like, I'll do this $1,000 project for $200 but because you're my friend thing forever.
No.
Like, you need to progress yourself in life so that you can have retirement or take care of your own self, or you need to afford a wedding or something, like all sorts of stuff. For a lot of that stuff, you want to help elevate each other or support each other's businesses with both of your guys' skill sets, so that later everyone can get up to that point to where they could be more secured. And sometimes I think people forget that, is that everyone's working together to try to make people healthier financially and physically in the long term. So
yeah, no, 100%.
So you want that working relationship.
Yeah, like I know that the model makers that I've chosen in particular, just because it's a topic I can relate to a little bit easier, right? Is
yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I chose them because I knew that I would be able to go back to them and ask for additions. I chose them because I knew that if I went back to them, they wouldn't be like, sorry, I got 70 other things that are more important to me right now, right?
Yeah.
And same can be said for like hiring industry artists for projects and whatnot, especially ongoing and continuous projects that you'll need like oh hey, last minute, I need this thing, right? It's a lot easier to do when you have